I think I should become a musician since I've changed my location. New life, new guy, new me, new podcast. Anyway, guys, welcome again to another episode of the Cordial Podcast with me, your host, of course, Kang'ong'oi, and ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Bwana, niko huku Europe. Na hii baridi si rahisi. It's supposed to be summer and the temperatures are hitting 6 degrees, 3 degrees. My lord. Sasa winter ikifika with the negatives. How will I survive? Anyway, I think I'll become as white as snow. So be prepared for me looking like a like a changed person. But anyway, that's to come. So welcome, guys, to another episode where we'll be concluding on the part of Living Home Part 3 series. And yeah, it's been a roller coaster. This whole thing has been a whole roller coaster. I can't even explain it, man. The past 2 episodes I was talking about living home specifically, and the last episode I did was just about when I was about to leave Kenya. So that was the last episode doing in Kenya, and this is the first episode that we are doing while in Europe. I won't mention the country that I'm in for security reasons, of course. Lakini wenye wamekuwa wakiangalia status zangu wanajua niko happy. Now you see what you're missing out on. Anyway, so guys, welcome again. I will keep on saying welcome because I've been trying to think at when exactly I should be recording episodes, because this whole week, I've just concluded my first week here, and I've been thinking of how I need to plan out my life, because I needed to settle in as fast as possible, get to the place that I'm living, working, and I started working with. It has been really crazy, man. It's crazy. Some funny shifts of working, but it has the best what do you call it, the best work-life balance, kidogo. So you just know, I'm trying as much as possible to adjust to this new place, and me trying to become a new person. But anyway, guys, I arrived safely. My trip was quite enjoyable, considering it was my first time being past the past the friends and family parts, airport. It was my first time boarding an airplane, and imagine your first time and you're going to Europe. Wow, what an experience. So on that specific Friday, the 16th, was it 16th? Yeah, 16th of May. My flight was supposed to be at 3 a.m. now, Saturdays, and so I arrived at the airport quite safely. Everything was done, told my goodbyes to my dad, my auntie, and my brother, and then met up with my partner, the one we were supposed to live with and work with, and we started our journey to Europe, of course. So we used Egypt Air, which was obviously one of the cheapest flights we could get to where I was going, and it had a stopover in Cairo, Egypt. So, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Pharaoh. We were with Pharaoh at the airport. But anyway, so the flight was quite an experience, because when I was asking other people who are used to flights and how do you feel when flights take off, all these things, and they're saying, taking off and landing is the most the most intriguing part of a flight. You will feel some kind of anxiety, or some other people will get airsick. So my first thing was when I got to my seat. Funny enough, guys, I got a window seat all the way. Like both airplanes that I used, I got a window seat. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. So I looked for my airsick bag. It was there. And then now we started, that first takeoff was like, I was like, okay. So this plane started going like in reverse, and I was like, okay, guys, Kali, even your aeroplane start going. But anyway, so the takeoff was a bit. You could feel that elevation. You always feel it in your body. I think for me it was more of goosebumps because I was like, yo, you're going up in the air. Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, it was at 3 a.m. and then we arrived at Egypt, Cairo International Airport at around 7:30. We were scheduled to arrive at 8 a.m. So we arrived at 7:30, but we had, you know how you can just land in an airport and then wait for an opening so that if there is another flight taking off, you wait and then you just go to where your aeroplane is supposed to park. So we get there, and then this information or communication the pilot does. Kwanzaa they were speaking in Arabic first. I was like, okay, guys, we are not all Arabs here. And then they spoke in English, and we were like, oh, kumbe you can speak in English, but the English was bad. It was really bad. So yeah, so they said, welcome to Cairo. We hope you enjoyed your flight and you'll fly with us next time. The predicted Angasijui temperature outside is 29 degrees. I sat there and I was like, excuse me, did you just say 29 degrees? 20, kwai Mombasa? What was that? But anyway, Cairo looked very, very, what do you call it? There was a whole cloud of dust, like everywhere, like it looked brown. Like even when we were descending, coming to the airport, like down, you could see like you're leaving the clouds and then straight into some fog looking like dust. And I was like, how do people survive this? So of course when we were just coming out, and then when we were just coming out of the plane, it was connected to this ramp that they use for people to just connect into the building. So I didn't experience the 29 degrees at that point. So I walked in, went, just look at things. Then you have to be searched again. And this guy's only speaking Arab. So I'm like, guys, this is an international airport, surely. What? But anyway, they tell you to remove your shoes. They look at you funny. This was the first time, like, I actually got some, these looks people talk about when they see your skin color. So this guy looked at me in some way and I was like, guy. This international whatever. So yeah, but anyway, we walked, found our gate, and then we had to wait like for 2 hours. And then there was a bus to take us to another to our plane actually. So yeah, we took a bus. Now, when we got now close to the plane that was to take us now to Europe, that's where we had to get out of the bus, and I actually felt the heat. Bro, 29 degrees wasn't even, I didn't feel it as sun rays like hitting you. I felt like it was hot air around you. You get, I don't know if you guys can get the difference, but there's a way you feel like, the sun is literally burning my eyes. This one was heat. And I was wearing a really puffy jacket, and I was like, oh my God. But anyway, close. It was just 1 minute to the airplane. So I went, but I felt the heat, man. So yeah, I took some photos all the way. I was taking videos and photos. I think I'll upload them later on. But yeah, onto my socials. But yeah, so so that was that. So we got into the flight and then talked again, the communication. Oh, this is the flight that will be taking you to this city, and yeah. So it took another 4 hours, and then we were in Europe. That flight was actually sceneful, like scenes were. It was a scenic view. Yeah. That's the English to use. It was a scenic view because just before. Just after taking off, like 30 minutes later, like is when you can see like you crossing from Africa. Like you can literally see yourself crossing from Africa to that side of Europe. Like you get like Spain, and how when you look at the map how Africa is close to that side. You understand, crossing I think it was Mediterranean Sea. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I arrived at the city that I was supposed to be in, and it was cold. Oh, it was raining. Hey, I was like, okay, welcome to your new life, my guy. Landed at the airport. The airport was good quality. Everything was just clean. Everything was just way. Yeah, so I got to the immigration pass, and then you're asked, what are you here to do in this place? And you're like, yeah, I'm here to work. So, yeah, these are my people. Oh, you're here? Okay. Get in. So I went, met up with a friend of my... a friend of my cousin, who works at the airport, actually. And she decided to buy us Coca-Cola. And then we went and took pizza. Now, here's where the funny part kicks in, guys. Because they decided we should get pizza that is another way around where we were supposed to get to the train, because we also booked a train to the place we were going on, because we only arrived at the capital city of the country, and we had to take another 4-hour train to the exact place we were heading to. So we took a train going the opposite direction to another, like a small part of the town, to get pizza. So we didn't even last even 10 minutes there, because now the trains are really, like, these guys are so punctual. That day I actually asked myself if I've ever been punctual, because I've always pride myself in being punctual and arriving early and all these things. But this one time I actually felt the pressure that comes with changing environments and then getting a place where most of the people or everything works with time as it's supposed to be. So at that time we were helped kidogo to get a connecting train to the main train that we were supposed to take. So we went. Now we started running with the pizza boxes. Running, and then going back to that car stop that we had stopped for the train. And then now we had to wait. Now, the train that we had booked was like 9 minutes away to start going. And then we are like, remember, we are in the opposite direction where it's supposed to be. And we are waiting for another train that is, mind you, 3 minutes late. Oh my goodness, I was like, 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I am going to... Oh my God. And at that time, guys, I have 223 kgs bags. Oh, now the pressure started getting to me. And I was like telling this Chile, I'm like, yo, you guys are going to kill us. You guys are going to kill us completely, because why are we late? And I was starting to freak out, and I was like, no, I don't want to be late. I've never been late. I don't like being late. You guys are going to pay. You're going to pay. I'm not paying for another train. That's like 10K, my friend. No. So that was me during that time. So yeah, the train arrived, and then I was like watching checking my watch, and I'm like, yo, it's 1 minute. Hey, it's 5 minutes remaining. Hey, it's this. Hey. So we arrived at the station, and then now it was a proper marathon of like going underground and then coming back up so that we can catch the train. So this Chile is like, yeah, now we have 3 minutes. I was like, 3 minutes? So now we are running. I have 2 boxes of pizza, and now she had to help me with 1 bag of the 23 kg one, and I'm like, yo, what kind of what kind of introduction to this life abroad is, man. So yeah, but fortunately we got to the train. We had like a spare 2 minutes to like say goodbye, thank you, and all those things. And I was like, thank God. So now it was for us to figure out where our seats were. And yeah, so I got to my seat, put up my bags. We sat. Good enough, my seat was still at a window seat. And I'm like, yo, this is blessings that we talk about. Very good blessings. So you're just about to sit, and then this guy, of course, a native of the country, is like, "Yo, you guys, where are you from? Where are you coming from?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So these guys actually talk. So I'm like, "Yeah, we're from Kenya," and then I show him a bracelet. He's like, "Yeah, I know that." And then he's like, "Okay, okay." And I was like, that's good. At least people talk here. So also, the trip or the train trip was also scenic. I was like, yo, this country, man. If only Kenya had such infrastructure, man. The trains were good. The seats were good. Oh my God. I was like, I can take this back home and just sit on it the whole day. The views, man. The views. It was raining, but yeah. So further along the route, it got sunny and sunny and sunny. And then now we got to the place where we were at, met my cousin, and then we said our highs, and then I saw her, and then I was like, wow, finally, I'm close to my cousin. Very happy. Wow, very happy. Then I met the people who were supposed to pick us up. Then they took us to our to our place where we were supposed to stay. And we arrived, and it was a really good place, man. Like, the apartments here are just not bad, you know. They're really good. They're really good, you know. Even looking at the cars that were around when we were driving to the place, man. Every single car was, I can say, with my short knowledge of cars, or my small knowledge of cars, that they were recent builds or models. Things like 2023 going up, because most of them were electric and most of them were new models of cars that I know, of course, but you've never seen them. And I was like, wow, this is a city, man. Like, this is the place to be at. But anyway, so yeah, so we arrived at the place we were at. So yeah, so it was really nice to see all these things and come into terms with the new environment that I'll be in for the next months. And I was like, wow, okay. But it was a really good introduction. Now here's another funny part that came about. We arrived at home at around was it 6 p.m? Yeah, around 6 p.m, and the sun was still out. Now it was on Saturday still, but now I don't even remember seeing the sun going down, because it was around 9 p.m. when I slept and the sun was still out. Yo. So I slept, of course, the jet lag and all those things. And I was like, yeah, Sunday is here. So on Sunday we just had breakfast, and now, because we had some food bought for us, and bread and all those things, because there's fridge, there's good amenities in the house. It's quite empty kidogo, like when it comes to furniture, but with time we'll figure that out. But yeah, so basically that was my trip to Europe, and it was quite a trip. I'm still trying to adjust to things, because that whole week has been crazy, trying to have a different, trying to get into the different working schedules, where I have to work early in the morning and in the afternoon. So in between, you have to go back home, get some sleep, at least 2 hours, 3 hours, then go back, work another shift, then come back, try to cook, eat dinner, and go to sleep. And I was like, wow, so this is a life. But yeah, so that whole week has been about adjusting. That Sunday we went to check on the cheapest supermarket they have here, and it was like 11 kilometers away. So we had bikes, so we actually had to ride. Oh my God. And it was long before I've ever ridden a bike. It has been long. So my thighs were hurting, man. My thighs were hurting. But anyway, so we got there, and then I had one of the most embarrassing experiences, where I blocked my card, my bank card, because of the pin I entered. I entered 6 digits instead of 4, so that was embarrassing. So imagine being in Europe and the natives looking at you like, yeah, So these guys are actually dumb as fuck. It was embarrassing because it happened again like yesterday, because I went back and I was like, yo, why is this happening? So I had contact my bank, and they've said like earlier, it was yesterday in the evening, when I came back, they said they've cleared everything, so hopefully it will work tomorrow, okay, when I go back to the shop. But yeah, so even with the adjusting, it has been more on the temperatures. Of course, this place is really windy. Oh my god, even when you're trying to ride your bike, it slows you down like completely. You'd rather walk. But yeah, so the temperature, then there's windy weather, and then there's the working schedules, which is fine to me. But it's a bit crazy when you think about it. But it's in the informal sector, so you can't really say how. You find things and you work with them. So yeah, so that was it. And the cold, the cold is, man, 3 degrees is cold. But now I've been thinking, winter gets to the negatives. How will I survive? But I'll have to survive. I don't know how, but I will have to survive. I think I should have just gotten my driving license in Kenya Jue. So yeah, that week has been a lot about adjusting, even with the food that I'm eating. Carried a bit of unga and dry cereals from home, but even with the adjusting, they had bought us some food, so I had to put in my cooking skills into work, and I can't believe that I'm such a good chef. Cooked some really good chicken over the week, not once, not twice. Some kamande kidogo with rice, and many more things. And I just can't wait to integrate into the culture, especially when it comes to eating the food and talking the language, because I've been trying to study the language. It's not easy, but I think I can get used to it as time goes by. So yeah, it has been a whole experience. I can't really fault anything, and I'm still trying to get to learn a lot more, even when it comes to public transport, where they have apps where you book your seats, you book your trip, and you pay, and the bus is always on time, and everything is just on time, man. And I'm really happy, but it also takes me to the edge, because I'm like, I actually have to be like 2 times better with my punctuality, because these guys are very punctual. So even where you think that you can waste like 5 minutes, you can't. If you've booked your bus to be here by 10:49, trust you me, they'll be here by 10:49 exactly. Even the train that I took when the train that I took from the capital city said I would arrive at by the way, it said I would arrive at, I think I confused the time. Yeah, it says I will arrive at 19:57, and trust you me, we arrived at 19:57 exactly, like the train stopped. So yeah, as I said, I think I slept even at 10 p.m. and even the sun to be out. I was still shocked. I was like, what an adjustment. But from the stories that I've heard, that's how summer is most of the time. And then when winter comes, it will be dark. So yeah, I'll have to adjust kidogo. So this whole first month will be more of adjusting and getting to know things. I think my people who have my contacts on WhatsApp have been seeing my posts, especially on getting to the marketplace in Facebook, where people just sell their things, and I've been sitting there for hours just scrolling, and I wish I had money, man. Sometimes I even got the temptation to like use my savings. Because some things are really cheap, man. Some things are really cheap, but with time I'll also adjust to it, and I'll get the things that I would love to get. Seeing a drone being sold at like 40k, but anyway, hopefully things will work out for me. So yeah, that has been our whole segment of me explaining to you guys on how I've been living the life for the 1 week, and now we are heading to another week, and that will be another episode. We'll see how we'll handle these episodes and the topics that we'll cover. If we'll even get guests. Oh my god, I am so looking forward to that. I'll bring on people who don't even know how to speak in English, because I have colleagues at work who are Ukrainian, and the English is funny, man. But their accents, oh my god, it's like watching the movies and recognizing that these people actually talk like how you see Ukrainians working in a movie. And I'm like, I was really tempted to like start imitating them, but I think during the first week that would have been a very disrespectful. But anyway, yeah, so that has been my experience starting a new life abroad, and this has been me leaving home and just into a new place, and I will call home for the next 2 years. So it has been a pleasure, guys. Thank you very much for listening into the Cordial Podcast, and as always, have a blessed day, have a blessed week, and have a blessed month, because we are coming to the end of May, and I hope your May was as great and as good as mine was. And if it wasn't, look out for June, because you just never know what happens around the corner. So thank you very much. I'll see you on the next episode of the Cordial Podcast. It has been me, your host, of course, Kang'ong'oi, and we are signing out.